Hey everyone, today I'm gonna show you how we can use table functions in nanoCAD and other verticals of nanoCAD products. So we will use nanoCAD Mechanica today to show you the nanoCAD table feature. So today we'll discuss about the normal nanoCAD table, and we will also find that how we can create table in nanoCAD and then we can send that data to Microsoft Excel. And at the same time, we will find that how we can edit table in nanoCAD Mechanica. And we also would like to bring some data from Microsoft Excel in nanoCAD. We will also find that how we can create object-based reports in nanoCAD Mechanica. And also we will find how to create some table templates in nanoCAD Mechanica, and we will also find that how we can use that table template to save in the database and make a future reference, so that you can take that reference and you can create data sheet as per your requirement. And in the future videos we will also find how to use nanoCAD Mechanica in some complex part and assembly drawing to create some complex data sheet. So let's start with a simple and the basic features of nanoCAD table, nanoCAD mechanical table rather. So we should go to manage, annotate, and there we should find the table. So this is the table functions, and as you can see, you have many options. You can create tables, you can create custom tables, you can create you can bring it from database, you can load it from some other files, and you can also create some object-based report and import tables from Excel. And obviously, if you have something already copied to the clipboard, you can paste in the nanoCAD workspace, and that will also create some tables. Okay, so initially we will try to create some custom table, and we can take some arbitrary row and columns. So you can always specify the column and row size, size and the number you can always assign, and you can create some specific number of row columns with the size, and you can also write some name of the table. But we'll see later on how we can create those specific type of tables. But now if we look into the graphical presentations, and we'll take some random size and we'll create some report, and we will create some tables, right? So now if, as you can see, this is just a CAD table. Now if I click, so this is something else. This is not just a line, this is more than line. So you have different lines. So this is basically a single component. If we go to the properties, so let's go to the properties, and you will see this is a nanoCAD table, right? Now if we double click in this table, you will get this table edit dialog box. So basically this is Microsoft Excel. You can add a more number of row columns. So if I need, I can make one, I can add one column. So I can say I need to add one more, so I can do that. If I need more rows, that also can be added, so I click and I add one more in this. And now I'm saying that I want to add some data, something like serial number, or maybe something, some types or something, and I'm saying these are all the types, so I can drag it. Even I can right click and I can use expression. It will work just like Microsoft Excel. So we will see in the later videos where we can use this type of tables to calculate. So you can use some different types of mathematical expression to create some logic inside the table, and then you can calculate. So we'll discuss in the later videos in the topic of table. But for now, as you can see that I'm adding some data, I'm just giving some value in it. Maybe I can drag it to everywhere. So this is the data. I need to drag it to this. So these are the data I created in this table. So I'll close it. So all the data, and did you notice this number of rows and columns were increased, right? So this is the table, and if I need to organize the data somehow, so I can do that. I can say that all the data should be in the center. So I'll right click after selecting all the rows and a specific row or column. I can say I would go to the properties, and I can choose all the text will be in the center. I can many things I can do. I can make all borders, and I can change the color. I can choose the font. I can set the fit for specific text in a specific type of rows and columns. But for now, I want to choose this middle center. So I'll say OK. So the moment I click, so now you can see the data is more organized now. So now as you can see, I created this table, this data sheet, very simple one. So now if I double click on it, and I will be able to transfer all the data to Excel. So there are many options, but in this case, I'll be using export to Excel. So now it says that some of the options you have, I will go with the default options. So then I will click OK, and as you can see the progress bar, one Excel will be created, and that Excel will open automatically after the data export is done. So now you can see the data, right? So all the data is in the Excel now. So for now I'll be closing the Excel. So this one I will not save the data for now. So I will close this as well. Now I have one open Excel, right? So this is one Excel file which I had created in Microsoft Excel purely, and this is for something some component design. So I need this data to be presented in the drawing, right? So all the data should be in the drawing. So all I just need to open the Excel which I want to bring into CAD, into nanoCAD Mechanica. So that you need to open. I'll delete this one for now, and I'll go to the table, and the moment I will open any Excel on the system, and this option will activate, right? So earlier this was not activated. Now the moment I open Excel, it is activated. So I will choose this, and I will say I have different options, but for now I will follow the default. So I will click. So the same way when we were exporting the data to Excel, now we are doing the reverse things. That means that we are bringing data from Excel to CAD, and now you can see all the things is in the drawing to nanoCAD Mechanica. So now as you can see, it's 91. You can make it something 1000 or something else, and then I say okay, so it will be 1000, right? I'll make undo. So everything is now editable in nanoCAD Mechanica. So it's very simple. If you have data in Excel that you can bring from Excel to nanoCAD Mechanica, and you can use it anytime. If you need, if you lose the source Excel, you just double click on it, and the table edit dialog box will open, and you can always go and you can export data from here to Microsoft Excel. There are many other features though. You can use to save this data to database of nanoCAD Mechanica. You can save as a file, and you can go to some other extension as well. So these are some options available for you once you have data in tabular format in nanoCAD Mechanica, right? So let's move to some other drawings. This one. And now we will try to create some of the object-based report. As I already explained, that we will see how we can create object-based report in nanoCAD Mechanica, right? So this is one assembly we have, and there are different views, and we have the part list BOQ here, and we have some detailed drawing, and we have some very useful annotations and some testing results. I mean, some of the deformations under different loads and support. So we have different deformations. So these things were created in nanoCAD Mechanica, but now we would like to create some of the user base, or maybe some of the essential report we need to submit, for the manufacturing purposes, right? So to do that, we will go to the table again, and this time we will say that we will not create a table for the custom requirements, or maybe we will not bring table from Excel, but we will create object-based report, right? So now we can name it something like text. So we want to find all the text in the drawing, and then we will click on select, and then we will go to this, and now we will be selecting all the M text we use. So now it says that we have only 2 M text, but that's fine. We're going to click on OK, and now you have different properties of the text. You can take everything, but I mean, for now I will not take all the properties. I will only take color and direction, maybe justify, layer, and some what is the text, and the height and the style, and that's all, right? So I'll choose like this, and I will click OK. So the report will be ready for me, right? So now you can find the text, right? So this is the text and all the properties of that specific text, right? So this is my object-based report. So if I click on this, so now you will find this, right? You will find these details. You can update, and you can always create some Excel. You can export this data, right? These are some of the formulations will be created, so you can ignore that. When you export, it will be the fresh data only. Nothing will be there except the data, right? So now let's create some other reports based on objects. So maybe now we can create some of the parametric objects. So all the parametric objects in nanoCAD Mechanica, in these drawings we had used, that should be tabulated, right? So the parametric data, we can say parametric data, and it will be one huge report. So I will say that I want to list out all the parametric objects, and it shows that I can set different terms and conditions if I need to. So I say, for instance, if we need to select some of the layer, some of the specific layer, so we can say I need all the objects which are in the specific layer. So we can choose some objects. Maybe we can say that this is the layer. Now it says that it's a 0 layer, and everything, all the parametric components in the 0 layer, right? So we will click OK, and again we will have to choose the type of the headers of the table, right? So we can list out something we really need, for instance, maybe mass or module or name, or maybe we don't need the mass, we need only name, and maybe shaft diameter and scale, and that's all, right? And it will be a huge list of data, right? And nanoCAD Mechanica handles with ease. So now you can see all the parametric data in this drawing. So there is no mention modules. So module 3 is here. This is a gear functions. I mean, this is the mechanism of two gears, and there's a spur gear and a pinion. If you talk about the gear and pinion, you will get the module feature, right? You'll get the parameter, module parameter. So I have only one data for that reason, and here we have one more for the spur gear. So basically, as we can see, we created the report, the object-based report of all the parametric objects here in this drawing we had used, right? So this is very handy. So this is how we can create the object-based report, right? You can create any type of report you need. For instance, if you need to list out all the lines you use, right? So I'll say I need all the lines and their parameters, right? So I'll use line, and I will click select, and I'll say all the lines, and it says that I have 17 lines, and I'll say okay, I need all the, I will select all the headers, and it will be a long report. So I have a report of all the lines we use with all the geometrical parameters here, right? So literally we can create any sort of data sheet we need out of any type of drawing in nanoCAD Mechanica, right? So we'll close this for now, and now we will show you something very interesting. I mean, this is something very useful if we need to create BOQ. As we know that probably you will find in some other videos where we had explained that how you can create some of the smartest BOQ in nanoCAD Mechanica. But what if we have not smart tools where we create some of the BOQ system, where we create some of the BOQ data sheet where the things will be listed automatically. So on that case, I think nanoCAD basic tools can be useful if you are not using nanoCAD Mechanica. So this is one typical example of that. This is one templates we can create in nanoCAD Mechanica, for instance. And what it will do, it will list out all the blocks with attributes values. So any attributes values can be listed, and any blocks can be listed using these functions. I mean, using these table templates. You don't need to list out manually. Even if you are using normal CAD block, that can also be listed, right? So here, as you can see, I have created some of the block, and I'm just going to insert one. So I will insert this one, and the moment I insert, and the table immediately detect one, right? So I will copy this one. I will copy this one, and I will try to paste some more a similar type of block, and I will hit enter, and let's see what happens. So the moment I say hit enter, and now it's 8. So it's very smart. If I delete one, right, so it will be 7. And if you select this is just a block, just a CAD block, DWG block, that's all, right? So this is very handy. I will go to insert, and I will some of other block with attributes. So maybe this is one, and I'm saying yes, it's a color of cast iron, so it will be inserted. And as you can see, one more, and I will say this is one more, and I will insert, and I will say it's only iron. So, or maybe I can say steel. So I will use it here. Okay, so I will insert a few more. I will go to insert, and I will insert one more. So maybe this one, and I will insert this, right? So it looks very smart. So you can use this table, and you can list out data. So I'll delete everything now, and I will be showing you how we can create this type of tables in nanoCAD Mechanica, right? Or in nanoCAD, or any vertical products of nanoCAD. And now we should be able to create this type of tables. Maybe we can create the same tables here to show you how we can create. I mean, if we go to table, and normally if we create this type of tables, for instance, if we do custom tables, and then we'll count the number of columns 1 2 3 4 5. So I need 1 2 3 4 5. So I will choose this way, and maybe I'm okay with this. So now this is a table, this is a normal table, and if I double click on it, and it will open. So now even if I go to choose this everything, and I will say that I want to group these things, and I want to write BOQ, and it will be in the center. So I will go to the properties, and it will take me to the properties dialog box, and I will click here, and it will be in the center, and that's fine. And then I will say serial number, and then I will say description, and then I will say material, I'll say quality, and maybe remarks at the last, remarks. So that's fine. So if I click OK, I mean the headers will be there. One thing I need to do, I need to make things in the center. So I will go to the properties again, and I will say these are the objects. I'll right click, and I'll choose properties, and the properties dialog box will open. I'll choose middle center, and I'm okay now. So as you can see, I created similar table, but it's not detecting the values from the components, right? Some blocks and attributes, etc. Right? So why is this? Because you are not using as a template, you are using as a normal table. If we need to create this type of parametric tables, right, how do we can do that? So to do that, we need to double click in the table, then we can go to this section, right? So first thing, we need to create some headers. So we will use, I mean, there will be different options, so it's a huge functions there added in the table, but we will only focus what is important for us now. So we will choose header, right? So as we know, this is the header, right? So I will add one more. So I will add one more row, and this is the, I will make it copy. I will say that I want to make a group, and this is the title, and these are the headers actually. So these are the headers, right? So I will insert all the values like this, right? And I do not need this anymore, so I don't need this anymore. So this is the header, and the name, the table is BOQ, and this is the subheaders, right? So the value will be stored against this header, right? And now we here in the section, we will go again to the section, and we will insert report. So we will insert like this, and maybe we can delete this. We don't need this anymore. So this is the report templates, and now we need to maybe we can add one more row here for better understanding. Okay, so I'll click in this, and now we will say that we need to create report based on all the blocks. So it depends. I mean, if you have different type of objects, these quick selections will detect and will give you the options to select those options. But for now, we are saying that we need to work with the block, right? So I'll say okay. So the moment I choose with block, it creates some of the report section. So maybe I can go to this, and I can delete some of the. So now I can say that I can go to this, and now Here you can find all the available variables. I mean, these variables were coming from the attributes of block, right? Or the normal properties of block. For now, if we need to know the serial number, so the first header is serial number. So we need to find some of the properties that will give us the serial number. How many components are there? So we can select row. The moment we select row, and you can find the values, right? So it's you can find all the values here, right? And similarly, if we click this section, and now we need to find description. So block descriptions. For that, we can say that maybe we can say the object name. So the object's name will be there in the block description, and the data is coming because we already have informations in the workspace. And for the material, we should right click in it, and then we should find the material from the list. It will be there. So maybe this is the material. Yes, this is the material. And then the quantity. So for the quantity, we can say count. So we can find the count options. So we can take it from the expression. So we can say I need all the counts. So I need to count the objects. So the moment I choose counts, it will count how many objects are inserted in the workspace. And then in the remarks, we can keep it vacant, or we can, put some informations. But for now, we are going to keep it vacant. So the moment I say I am done, I'll close it, and the table will start showing the informations, right? Fine. So now you can see that we can create objects here, and we can insert one more. Maybe we can insert one more. So we can insert one range here, and the table is now started detecting. So we can delete some of the components like this. So we delete some of the component like this. So the table will be synced like this. So we can remove all the data, right? So it will sync. So I'll delete it. So it will sync, right? So now the table, if we insert any one block here, so both the tables are now working, right? So how do we can, I mean, this is one time. If you create table templates that can be used forever, and everyone in your organizations can share the table, right? All you need, you just double click on the table. You just need to double click on it. You just need to go to file, and then you can say save to database, right? And you can see this is the database. You can click this. I will keep the database, the table here, and I will name it something BOQ, and I'm done. So I will I'll exit, and I will remove these tables for now, right? And now if I insert some of the blocks, and I will copy a few. So I'll copy the block, and I will paste it here. Maybe a few more. One more. That's all. And I will put some other blocks too. So I will put this valve. So that's it. I'll cancel this. I'm done, and now I will go to the library, nanoCAD Mechanica. I'll refresh it, and then I will go to this folder, and I will find this table. So now BOQ table is here. We can click this, and we can insert whenever we need. So it will calculate. If we don't need, and we can remove it. So this is very handy. So this is now integral part of the software. You can, this component, this template can be exported as a MCD file. So you can export some MCD file, and you can take it to other system, and that specific user can import, and they can use the same table, right? So this is very handy. Now we will see that how we can use the table functions. I mean, we will not discuss in this video, but maybe in the later videos where we will discuss nanoCAD Mechanica BOQ. So there the table functions will be very useful. So I just want to give you some of the brief about that tables, how we can use. So there will be different types of BOQ tables which is already listed. For instance, this if we go to this, there will be a few more tables will be listed here. If we go to the IS, maybe here we have all the tables, so that's fine. So we can use this part list tables here. So there will be different type of tables that we can use, and these tables are already created, right? These tables are already created, and this is also some formulated table. So if you have different type of holes and you choose these options, the holes will get listed automatically in nanoCAD Mechanica. So these are some of the tables already created, and those tables will be used, to create some of the data sheet. So this is nanoCAD Mechanica. So when we will discuss nanoCAD Mechanica, we will use these tables, right? So this is the part list section. So we will use the tables here in the part list, and we will try to find some of the complex data sheet which we will make easily in nanoCAD Mechanica or any nanoCAD vertical products. That's all for today. See you in the next video.